Mike, we really have been kind of milking it as far as this kind of extended fall. You know, we're kind of creeping into mid-November, and I think people are wondering, where's the cold? Sounds like it's on the way.
We've got a taste of it coming next week. It's not going to be anything crazy. I'm not talking about days that are, only going to be 35 degrees, but it's certainly going to be chilly. We just ran a piece with Keith talking about climate and how an electric vehicle can help with climate change, and how we've got an hour-long special coming up. Something I want to highlight, something that we're seeing right before our eyes, is water temperatures. Gulf of Maine has been warming rapidly. It's one of the fastest warming bodies of water on the planet. Current temperature in the Gulf of Maine is still 53 degrees, but even to our south, off the coast of Long Island, New York, coast of New Jersey, water temperatures are still in the 60s. And if we zoom in a little bit closer here, up and down the entire coast of Maine, water temperatures are between about 52 and 56 degrees. Very warm for this time of year. And this also has a bit of an influence on the weather, because when we get storms out of the south, instead of coming off of a cold ocean, it's a little bit warmer, which means there's a chance to mix down some of those wind gusts, which plays into the forecast for Friday. Another thing I want to mention, 46 years ago today was the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and there's a very similar storm that's starting to brew. We're looking over North Dakota right now, and then north toward Winnipeg, Canada. And this storm, as it evolves over the next day or so and moves toward the Great Lakes, is actually going to be very similar to the storm that happened back in 1975 that ultimately sunk the Edmund Fitzgerald on Lake Superior. Back home, though, in Maine, just a couple of showers across the county, really not much else going on. Clear air to our west, so I expect clear skies tonight, maybe some clouds lingering across northern Maine, and then by daybreak tomorrow we'll actually see an increase in clouds across southern Maine, but they'll mostly be very thin cirrus clouds, tough to even notice, and I don't think it's going to influence temperatures much, so I'm still expecting most spots to drop below freezing tonight. Tomorrow we stay dry through the entire day. A big increase in clouds late in the day, though, and this sets the stage for what is ultimately going to be a pretty unsettled Friday. I'm expecting some pretty heavy rain with this storm. I think what ends up happening here is we see about an inch to an inch and a half or so of rain total through Saturday morning. And then the other piece here is the wind gusts. Strongest gusts, I think, will be Penobscot Bay down east, where gusts, especially right at the coastline, could exceed 40 miles an hour. Elsewhere along the coastline and even up the Penobscot River a little bit, we're looking at 30 to 40 miles an hour, and across the rest of Maine about 20 to 30. Do I expect widespread power outages with this? Not really. Could there be some isolated issues that pop up? Yes, and the wind gust forecast with this is still evolving. Plus, we still have leaves on the trees, so that could add just a couple of wrenches into that forecast, and we'll keep evaluating as new data comes in. Expect some slight tweaks to that map tomorrow, depending on how everything's looking. Seas 2 to 4 feet tomorrow. Northwest wind 10 to 15 knots, gusting to 20 knots. Notice a gale watch in effect beginning Saturday at 7 a.m. Water temperature, again, still 53 degrees. Tomorrow for Veterans Day looks great. We've got a lot of sunshine. I mean, any events that are going on are going to be great, but that all changes, of course, on Friday as we gear up for another rainstorm. All those leaves you see on the trees, expect them to come down.
Finally going to come off the...
Yes.
Well, had to happen sometime. All right, thanks a lot, Mike.